What's up, everybody? Welcome back to J&J Tech Solutions. And today you see it, I got the iPhone 14 Pro Max versus the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. I got the iPhone in the deep purple and the Samsung in the blue. So, quick disclaimer. You see both of these phones right here. I paid for these, so clearly I like both, but I'm going to tell you the advantages and disadvantages of both. But me personally, I like Samsung better. Now, I've had every Samsung since the first one. I've had Apple since like the 5S. So I'm pretty well established in the Apple and Samsung ecosystem. I have a MacBook. I have a Samsung Galaxy Book 360. I have AirPods. I have Galaxy Buds. You get the picture. But today, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen comparisons already, but mine gonna be a little different because I'm just gonna tell y'all the real about these phones. Anyway, enough rambling. I am standing up behind the camera, so if I stop and pause, all of this is coming off the top of my head because that's just the type of person I am, the type of videos I'm gonna bring. Again, I told you in the last video, if you want the B-roll style, I can bring that, but as of right now, this is what we got. So, here we go. When it comes to Apple and Samsung, they both have great designs. I do personally like the more squared off edge look, but when it comes to feel, this one is more comfortable to hold. It's slightly lighter, but on the front, when it comes to putting on screen protectors, Apple is going to win there because putting on those curved screens, you have to buy the white stone dome and, let the liquid sit and do all that. On this one, you just slap a screen protector on. Boom, you're done. When it comes to the feel on the back, both of these have the matte finish on them, matte glass finishes. So I do like that. As far as the camera look on both, I do like both, so nothing really there. But it's time to get into a little bit of the differences between two because feature-wise, Samsung is mopping the floor with Apple. And I have to throw this out there. A lot of people have this notion that Android is still stuck in whatever infant phase that they remember it as. So if you've tried a Samsung or Motorola or LG in the past 5-10 years ago, or when I had it, those days are over. Hear me good when I say those days are over. You can't, even Apple, if you was to take iOS 6 and put it on here, you wouldn't feel the same about this same phone. And the theme of this video is just, if you had it, would you use it? And that's the thing. So let's get into some features even on the back right here. Starting with the reverse wireless charging. With reverse wireless charging, you could take a Galaxy Watch or you could take Galaxy Buds or whatever. You can take this iPhone really and set it on the back and you can charge it. So ain't nobody practically taking an iPhone and setting it on the back of a Galaxy, but being logical, like you would take your watch or your Galaxy Buds and if you needed to charge them, you could charge them. People are like, well, that's going to drain your phone. Yes, but these don't take long to charge. Galaxy Buds, or, they have the whole hour of charging, blah, blah, blah. Even if you set them on there for 30 minutes, you can listen to some music for at least an hour plus. So I don't get this notion where people think, oh, well, I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't do that. Yes, you would. If Apple, and people say this like, if you had the ability to take AirPods and set them on the back of this phone to charge your AirPods, as popular as AirPods are, a lot of people would charge them this way versus running around trying to find a plug. That's just that. Let's be honest. Same thing with the Apple Watch. You would literally set it on the back of here and charge it up just enough, even if it's only for 10 minutes or so, just to get some quick juice to it for whatever reason. You would do it if Apple had that feature. Same thing about wireless charge. Apple did not have wireless charge for the longest. When it came out, people say, oh, they did it right. No, it's the same wattage. Like this one actually charges faster wirelessly. So I don't get that notion of, oh, well, I wouldn't use that. Yes, you would. So when Apple comes out with it, whenever that is, I don't want to hear, oh, well, they did it right. They did it. No, they did not. And I'm going to get to some other things that they didn't do right later on in this video. But as of right now, that's just one of them. Okay, let's talk about charging in general since we're on that subject. USB-C, Lightning port. Lightning port has been around for the longest, since like the 5 or whatnot. So with that being said, the charging speeds have far advanced, and as far as data transfers, have far surpassed Apple's data transfers and charging speed because of their Lightning port. Also, when it comes to Apple, why are you using a Lightning port on half of your devices and the other half using USB-C? That just doesn't make sense. So if you have you have a bunch of cables around, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you already have some cables for the Galaxy technically, because your MacBook and your iPad is going to use USB-C. The phone, AirPods, is using Lightning charging. Now, when Apple is said to come out later this year with USB-C, they're going to make it sound like it's breakthrough technology. USB-C has been around forever. There is nothing in this charger that they're going to put that is just groundbreaking technology. The interviews and the setup on when they released the new Apple phone is great. It's really, really great. I love it. But don't be fooled at all the stuff that they say that Apple can do when it comes to a feature that another phone has had for years. All right. That set aside, let's talk about the cameras one more time since we're on the back. 8K video recording. Apple is said to release that later. Maybe on this one or the 16, I'm not sure. However, they're going to put it, well, it's useful now that it's on Apple. No, this has been around for a while on Samsung. Even if it's 24 frames per second or whatever, now it's 30. It is usable. The videos on here are superb. Again, credit where it's due, Apple still has the edge when it comes to video. So Apple is still king of videos. Let me get this straight with y'all though. When it comes to pictures, the social media experience and all that, Samsung is superior when it comes to cameras. Grab one, go to your store, take some pictures on both, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm not just talking about zoom, because a lot of people say, well, why would I just zoom? No, zooming aside, the actual plain camera is actually better on Samsung. Take my word for it. I have both right here. A lot of people have never even used a Samsung and still comparing it to something in the past. That makes no sense to me. Also, when it comes to social media and sending messages, Apple has a lot of people fooled, because when you send files to said Android phone, it's looking cropped or blurry or whatever. That has absolutely nothing to do with Android. That is the cellular companies, or better yet, Apple having their own service to send those said video files in perfect quality. So again, that has nothing to do. So that's why when you try to send videos, and that's an advantage. I'm not knocking them for having that. That's great, actually. So don't get that confused. But you can't fault Android for, when you send the files here, oh, the phone looks bad. No, that has nothing to do with Android. So let's get that straight, first of all, because a lot of people don't know that. And practically don't care, because, again, until they get something that goes, well, we do have it when it comes to going from Android to Android. But, if at some point they may make it cross-platform, I don't know. But I'm just explaining why things are the way they are. Because, again, a lot of people get that notion confused. Same thing with uploading pictures and things to Instagram. Now, I know when certain Android phones, again, when you upload everything, the quality may look a certain type of way or whatever. But Samsung, on the other hand, has partnerships with Instagram and things like that. So when you upload from here, it's going to look like the actual quality of a Samsung capable camera versus any other Android. So let's get that out the way. If you're a social media person, or Apple this, Apple that, yes, at one point of time, they were. But now Samsung has that key. All right, enough said about that. Let's turn over to the front of the phone and simply talk about customization. And I'm not going to even make this video long. I don't even have this phone turned on. So let me turn that on. I already have this on, but look at that. While we're waiting on this, look at that. And I can make this whatever I want. Now, Apple has come a long way. Let me put my passcode in so I can show you guys a little bit of and it's probably going to ding a lot because I just turned it on, but I got it on silent. So it is what it is. Both of these phones are active, so let's just get a look at the lock screen. They have come a long way. At one point, you could only get this, literally, a wallpaper in this, but you can now hold it down. You could customize things. You could switch between different lock screen styles and whatnot. But again, I'm proud of Apple for coming that far. But when it comes to this, there is no comparison. There is no comparison. Look at this display, by the way. When you look at the top, what do you see? You see the dynamic island, which they haven't integrated a lot of app features in here. Like, the only thing you can really do is if you're listening to music or in a different app, you can resume the music right here. I could literally swipe up with a gesture and go back. Yeah, maybe a second or two quicker, but what's that really doing for me? Let me close out. I was just looking at the lottery results because I like playing the lottery. Hopefully I win one day. All right, but let's close out all my apps and whatnot and get into the meat of this little debate. Customization. Boom. Look at the theme of this I created. And you can go back in my last video, I had the red eyes with the red theme. But on Apple, like, I like the Apple wallpapers I put, but it's plain. This has been around for years. You literally had to jailbreak the phone to even just put your icon in a position where you want it. On Samsung, I can move these technically wherever I want. I have widgets on the home screen now. At one point in time, you couldn't even put this on the Apple screen. And even this isn't true, like widgets that, a lot of widgets that they have, you can't really interact with them the same way you can on Android or say it's Samsung. So again, customization, guys, this is where it really boils down to. If you're tired of just literally doing, and most people not, but think about it. You paying $1,100 and up to get a phone where you click an app, you swipe out. You click an app, you swipe out. You swipe left and right. Boom. For most people, that may be all you need, but that shouldn't cost you $1,000. Let's get that out the way right now. If I'm paying $1,000, this is an overall better buy in every single way. Display quality. And also with this whole 120 hertz display, let's get this out of the way because this has been bothering me about Apple for quite a while. Let me load up Instagram for a second and swipe away any notifications just to get something going. But let me move this out the way because I get stuck on those reels. But like, just look like, and I'm behind the camera standing up, so let's just get that out the way. I am swiping hard as I can to get this to move at 120. This is supposed, I'll take both hands. And I am swiping to hard. Now, same thing. Look how much smoother that is. This feels like 90 hertz maybe versus 120. So let's get out of Instagram right now. But with that being said, it just feels more fluid. Not saying the chip is stronger because Apple claims that this chip can do this and do that. But it doesn't take that much power to literally open an app. If you're playing a game or something like that, cool. But to simply open an app, why are y'all constantly bragging about how much power the chip has and efficiency and all that? Yes, these chips are efficient because the Galaxy battery is amazing. Let's talk about battery for a second. Apple technically has the better battery. True enough. But that lasts, and you can go watch other videos for yourself that do the whole letting them play whatever to the end of dying. You may get 30 minutes to an hour. That 30 minutes or an hour, like I said, well, that could say you like blah, blah, blah. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. But you're only getting 30 minutes to an hour. It's not like it's 3 to 4 hours longer than Samsung. Boom. Also, let's talk about, well, I had something in my head, but for right now, the S Pen. You have a whole pen in this phone. If you could, take an Apple Pencil, shrink it down, put it in the phone, whether you used it or not, you would want that. For $1,000, you would absolutely want that in your phone. Let's stop playing like you wouldn't use it. Next thing, let's talk about the DeX feature. DeX is a feature to where you can turn a literal computer or monitor into a full-blown desktop, pair a keyboard if you wanted to or a mouse, and use it. Literally use it like on a 65-inch TV as a computer. If Apple ever integrates something like that, which they may not, you would use it. Everybody wouldn't. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of people would actually use that feature. So With that being said, as far as customization and capabilities, Samsung is going to win every single time. So again, guys, I'm not knocking Apple for anything that they have right here. This is a great phone. Another thing, they should release more colors, and I don't understand that either. Now I have to get on Samsung and Apple for that. Like, if you're using, let me say it like this. If you're releasing phones, why not put the charger in the box? Everybody does not have an iPhone. Everybody does not have a Samsung device. Now, on Samsung side, I will even say this. Most devices now are USB-C. So most of those cables are technically around. However, with Apple, everybody doesn't have if you're coming from Apple, a USB-C block per se, because those only come with iPads and MacBooks and things like that. So if you're not fully in the Apple ecosystem, you still have to buy a charger for this one. So, hey, I just don't understand that notion. Samsung, when it comes to Samsung, they need to stop putting the memory card into their cheaper phones and taking away the things from their more expensive phones. I don't understand that when it comes to Samsung, with taking away features per se. And same with Apple. Like, Apple, you don't get a pass for this. Y'all remember when you could hold down the wallpaper and it did the little animation with lock screen? A lot of people like that. The Force Touch, if you had that feature back, you would use it. So let's stop taking away features. The IR blaster, where you can change anything, not just TVs, but your air conditioning, your whatever that could be changed with a remote, you could change it from the phone. Let's bring that back. Let's stop taking away features from phones and charging more. Also, Samsung, when it comes to like your lower phones, like the S23 Plus and S23, you're not cutting corners when it comes to money, because again, on your S20, I believe, or S20 Plus, not the S20 Ultra, or even the S10, regular S10 phones from the past, you had a quad HD display. They've taken that down to 1080p on their lower phones, but the price of those phones is still high. So even with Samsung, y'all don't get a pass for certain things like that. But when it comes to features, again, Samsung is going to win. I'm just trying to keep it honest and fair for you guys to let y'all know what both companies are doing, but who's bringing more to the table when it comes to features and everything like that. With that being said, there is surely some things I missed, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick comparison for the most part to let y'all know what I feel about each phone. I could go on and on when it comes to features of this one. I could even go so far as the lock screen. Like, this one only has Face ID. This one has Face ID and a fingerprint sensor. Like, you have to still tap the phone to get in it. On this one, I could open it simply from the lock screen, like without even doing anything. So again, I haven't even released all the features. I am going to make a separate video, and it's going to be long because I'm going to try to do every single feature that Samsung has and actually demo it to you guys versus just talking about it in this video. So with that being said, if there's any questions you guys have about either of these phones, and to keep it fair, both phones have great ecosystems. Now, in my last video, I talked about the Pixel not having an ecosystem, but with both of these, you can pair them with their respective laptops, their respective buds, their respective watches, their respective tablets. They both have that across the board. And a lot of people feel like they're trapped. Oh, because I got my MacBook, I can't switch because blah, 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 blah. It's going to take time. You didn't buy those things overnight with Apple. So again, give something else a try. If you're just in the market for a new computer one day and your MacBook go out, don't give the cheaper versions of Samsung a try. Give a fair chance to Samsung like you would Apple. Don't get the cheap version of Samsung, blah, 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 blah. Get the full power version so you can get the full experience. Don't go to a S10 just to try it out versus, oh, I got a 14 Pro Max. I tried the S10. I don't like Android, blah, blah. All right, you're not getting half of what Samsung can really do if you're doing that. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate all the love y'all showed me on my last video. I could say more in this video, but I'm trying to keep it, time friendly. And I also have to go to work. So I was just trying to bring y'all a quick video before I do. Let me know whatever questions y'all have. Let's debate them if you want to in the comments below if you feel opposite of what I feel. And again, I didn't mention iMessage and video chat and all that. Yeah, iMessage is great. I did mention it with the SMS, but with the transfers or whatever, as far as when you send in files that look blurry. But iMessage is great. It's quick. Don't get me wrong. With FaceTime, I like Google Duos because to me it's technically clear when you're looking at it on a sharp display. But that's just me. But you can now FaceTime between the two. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Again, comment down below. I like talking to you guys in the comments. Like, please share it. Subscribe. Because, again, I am not getting paid by YouTube. I'm not getting paid by Samsung. I'm not getting paid by Apple. I spent $2,000 on this and another $1,000 on the phone that I'm actually recording with. So, hey, guys, I'd appreciate y'all support. Do what y'all got to do. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. I can keep saying it all and all, but y'all know what to do. Catch me in the next video. Deuces.
Essence, born with less, but you still precious. Just smile for me now.